Hello there, and welcome to another Guild Wars 2 Online PvP match commentary. Today we've got another match from you from the most recent beta weekend, the beta weekend number 3, and we are on the Forest of Niflhel map. We've got a warrior we're following for this game using a burst spec. This is a quite slightly different burst spec than the one you're seeing from most warriors. Most warriors are currently using the axe weapon set, which has the burst skill using eviscerate and things like that. This one relies on conditions more than that. It relies on the bleed condition, a very powerful condition when it stacks up high. You can get up to 25 stacks, and you're going to see that happening a lot in this game. We're using a dual sword, which is the main weapon for stacking that up, and we've also got a rifle for a bit of crowd control and a bit of ranged combat as well. So we're engaging here against the chieftain, dodging out the way of his pulling attack there so we don't get pulled towards him and kiting him back slightly. That chains of light there still means we've got a guardian supporting us from our team. There we go, you can see the guardian just coming into the screen there, supporting us and helping us to bring him down. See, the red team have already killed their boss on their side, so we're lagging a little bit behind in speed, and we do have a player here from the red team has arrived. We'll kill that boss quickly there and secure that kill, very nicely done. Falling back, make sure the henge is okay before we move on towards the central point, which is the keep, and which is where the big fight is going to be happening in just a moment. So the keep has just come under contestant. That means that basically the blue team have probably gone up the back and they've headed towards it. So it seems, sorry, the red team have gone up the back and headed towards it. So we're going to head along through towards their point, which is the mine. The red team have captured the keep now, so we're going to head towards the mine, try and neutralise and capture that for the blues, and see what happens. So yeah, I was just explaining a little bit about this build. So yeah, it's all based around stacking up bleeding conditions and things like that. And we're using the sword for the main doing that. That's the burst skill is the most powerful, which you'll see me using in a moment. I'll shout it out when it is used. We're engaging here against Elementalist using that number 1 skill, which basically stacks up bleeding by itself. And the number 4 skill there as well, which throws a dagger, or sorry, throws the second blade, which also stacks up quite a bit of bleeding from that effect. You can see there above our weapon skills on the left hand side of the skill bar, there's that line that's built up. That is our burst utility, which you're seeing being used there. Seeing all those bleeds stacking up. That's 19 bleeds on him currently, 22, 26. You see that massive damage that's coming up on that thief. And he will be going down to that shortly, no doubt. There we are, he's finished off by the blade. You can just leave him to die. That is the power of this build. Absolutely devastating on squishy targets like that. So we're going to see us now capturing this point. That thief is jumping around and stuff. It has been nerfed slightly, that spec. You'll see me, if you check out all the videos from this guide, you'll sorry, all the videos from the channel, you'll see me discussing it and what's wrong with that, and it's now been fixed a little bit better. So we've got an Elementalist engaging against us here, using our burst skill there, again stacking up all those bleeds. Got 22 stack of bleeds on them. Look at that massive damage. All those 117s that are appearing are our bleeds, and it brings them down again. That is the absolute power of this build, and you can check out how to copy this build in the description below. It's very strong. Let's look at the utility skills for a moment. We've got for great justice, that's the shout skill. It's quite underused in this video. You won't really get to see how well effective it is, but it basically adds to your ability to crit more. Is the main part of it. It also has some might, but the crit is the most important part. It gives it the buff that can boost your crit percentage chance by 20%, which is a hell of a lot. And we're seeing there the skill being used, sorry, the burst skill there just being used to stack up all those bleeds on the down target, so it will finish them off and will help basically deal more damage. You don't actually have to worry about finishing off thieves with this spec. You don't have to get to use the finisher move because you can just bleed them out. Yeah, sorry, back to discussing the utility skills. The second utility skill up there is Kick. This is a knockback skill. It's very strong. It knocks players out quite a lot. I preferred it to Stomp for this beta weekend because it's just a bit more powerful and a bit shorter cooldown and things like that. You can see it being used there. And the third skill, that is a binding skill that basically immobilises the target and not keeping them trapped. And we have gone down now against a group of the red players. It seems we have been overwhelmed. We managed to hold them off from the mine for quite a while, but we seem to now be completely overwhelmed and we are going down. Very well played, good counter there from the red team to bring us down that hard and that fast, but it was unfortunate that they couldn't do that a bit earlier on, and we have now managed to gain a lot of map control from that defending at that point. So we're heading back out now. It seems the red team have now neutralised the mine and are going to be capturing that. I'm assuming we're probably going to head back towards that, or we might go towards the central point and try to defend it from the red team when they try to make a counter towards that point. Score-wise, at the moment, we've got about double the score for the blue team at the moment. We've got a good solid lead coming home. But this map can all turn around at any moment. You're going to see us now engaging on the Niflhel, which is the mini boss on the red team side of the map. It's being engaged currently by a thief, and we're going to jump onto that thief and gank him with the support of Niflhel. When Niflhel gets free from this bug thing that seems to bind him into the wall, he will come down here and also assist us in killing him, which is basically a good solid gank on this boss. The boss is now on our warrior, unfortunately though, and we're going to have to tank him around for a moment and try and bring him down before the red team get in to attack us. This is the rifle being used here. Let's unload the auto-attacking skill fired repeatedly there. The thief has now got back on their feet, so they're using dual pistols, which is a very powerful skill. Unload on them, which is the dual weapon skill. Very, very strong, deals a hell of a lot of damage in just quick succession. And the thief has gone down once again, and we got Niflhel. All going very well here for the blue team at the moment. Very, very solid start to this game. Just trying to bring down the thief there, just stacking up those stacks to bleed a little bit. Just hopefully he's going to tick him along a little bit and try and finish him off. It is still annoying, that ability to dodge around and stealth like that, but it is kind of part of the way the thief plays. I'm not sure whether they should really nerf it completely and stop them being allowed to do it. I think the tactic is now just to set up use builds like this, which can stack up conditions on them and just let the conditions tick them away. They can't get rid of those conditions, so just finish them off naturally like that. So we're coming here back to the keep. We've got some support from more players this time. We've also got a ranger joining us over here as well from what we had last time. And the chieftain has also gone down. We've now got both dual buffs on us. There seems to be a bug at the moment where you can't actually see both the buffs at any one time on yourself. It seems to be just an intermittent thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But at the moment you can only see one of the buffs. But we do in fact have both of them on us. They're attacking there against a guardian. This spec is still very strong against guardians and things like that because it conditions which ignore armor rating. So armor rating of the heavy armor is not going to protect them from the damage of this spec. Swapping weapons over there. Back to our dual sword combination and using trying to use the burst skill there. We've got interrupted and knocked down by the hammer wielding warrior. Very, very strong spec for controlling areas of the map and controlling players that builders. Since we are going to go down, yes, we have now been knocked down by the red team, but the blues are still maintaining this massive lead over the reds. Absolutely fantastic gameplay by both teams, but the blues are just outclassing them, and the way they're defending this point and making the red team can repeatedly hit this point that's nearest them is really slowing them down. The red team should really be going for the other points, perhaps going for the keep, just ignoring the mine for the moment because they're not going to get it captured fast enough. The blue team are just countering them and getting over there every single time they recapture it. The Reds would probably do better to do the opposite thing, yeah, and they are now sending players towards the henge, which is definitely an improved move, but they seem to only have one player coming over here, Necromancer. Necromancers are quite strong, but they are going to be involved in a 2v1 now. We're using our rifle to begin this fight, stacking up those conditions, but the Necromancer is very good at removing conditions, so we're going to see how well the spec works against the Necromancer. Stacking up the piles of bleed, there's 20 stacks of bleed, that's quite a lot. If the Necromancer manages to move that, they can transfer the conditions on themselves to other players if they have the correct traits, but they did not, and they have gone down, and I finished off. Absolutely great gameplay there. Yeah, the Necromancer is very capable of removing conditions from themselves and transferring those conditions to other targets. So things like using bleed spec like this can be very dangerous in fighting Necromancers. Unfortunately for that, Necromancer just there didn't seem to have those skills, or they were on cooldown. So we're heading up the back way now. This is heading up towards the keep. This is like a secondary route that gives you a vantage point over the area. You're going to see us coming up to the top of this ledge, and then we can engage from here with our rifle if we want to, or we can jump down as we're going to and engage with our dual swords. We've got a lot of players down here, though. This fight's going to be very interesting and very, very painful, I would guess. Very outnumbered here, going down, can't get the heal off, and are defeated going down, and we're going to now get stabbed and defeated. But the blue team have won the game. Very, very solid victory there, and the warrior we were following for this match did come in first place. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. Leave me some feedback in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel for our daily updated videos. Lots of footage coming from the most recent beta weekend. This is going to be our pre-season that's going to run up to the release of the game, and then once the game releases we're going to enter season 1, and we're hopefully going to have some live streaming and lots of stuff going on like that. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much.